What's up everybody, and welcome to a very special edition of the Blame Game. I'm not going to be talking about the Chinese or Korean games from the past week, so don't get your hopes up. I'm talking about Dynamic Queue. Riot recently released more information about it, saying that solo queue won't be returning, as well as a couple tweaks. Reddit collectively lost its shit for a while and started blaming Riot. Now, I'm pretty indifferent overall, and the system obviously has flaws, but the ridiculous backlash from the community has stirred the devil's advocate within me. I'm not pro-Rito or Dynamic Queue as much as I am anti-outrage. I'm not trying to fairly look at the situation, just add my 2 cents to what I think are some crazy statements. I won't be showing the 1,000+ upvoted comments because I don't want any individuals to feel attacked, just the ideas themselves. In my opinion, the most absurd comments are the ones coming from people about, I'm going to Overwatch. Now, if you genuinely prefer Overwatch as your game, or you're just dropping these for free karma, then whatever. But if you're leaving because of Dynamic Queue, please pause the video, put your head in your toilet, flush, and then come back. You're butt mad about Riot's matchmaking system, so you're going to a different game to play in the exact same matchmaking system? Oh wait, excuse me, it's arguably worse because you can't select your role, so if you're soloing there, you might just get stuck off role the entire time. When I was soloing in Overwatch, I loved how I would queue up, get stuck in the game on a losing team with 10 seconds left, go through a stat screen before getting booted back to the main menu, and then jammed into a skirmish mode alone for 45 seconds before loading into another game that's also about to end. Wow, great user experience. Now, I actually really believe that Blizzard will iron out a lot of these problems, just like Riot will probably do with theirs. If you're transitioning because you don't like Riot's company culture and community management, then fine, that's fair. But just have fun at Blizzard. I'm sure they'll never make any mistakes. StarCraft 2, World of Warcraft, Diablo 3, deck slots. Excuse me. There were some legitimate complaints about high elo play, which Riot admitted was kinda shitty, and about the fixes going forward. Now, people got totally sidetracked though and started bitching on behalf of the collegiate and amateur teams. If your primary way of practicing involves Dynamic Queue or ranked 5s previously, well then this is a blessing in disguise because those are shit ways of practicing. I'll admit I'm not an expert in these scenes, so maybe there's something I'm missing, but if there's a whole bunch of teams who want to practice, why not just go scrim? I mean, of course you'll have to reach out and make some form of communication, but if they don't do that, that's their own fault. Personally, I barely play the game, but my solo experience has only improved since Dynamic Queue, since my #1 complaint of lobby bickering is gone. Now, I want everyone not Diamond Plus up to sincerely consider if Dynamic Queue has made your League of Legends experience worse. Or perhaps you're being stubborn, overly focusing on the misfortunes it's causing your favorite streamers, or just not seeing the benefits it's giving to other players. I'm not saying everyone has to like Dynamic Queue, as there's some obvious flaws with it and even some conceptual reasons to disagree with the idea. It's a complex issue, and I wanted to touch on various topics like the janky fixes at high elo, the transparency concerns, and the annoying way that Riot always says, we're learning and we'll communicate better in the future, like I'm on the phone with some kind of customer support. However, my script was turning into a bloated mess of an essay, and I realized that personally, I don't really give a shit about Dynamic Queue. As a Redditor, I was just embarrassed at the way the community was reacting, and I just wanted to try and calm everyone down. LCS starts up again this weekend, and I can't wait to get back to talking about in-game related topics. I'll be on the analyst desk a lot this season, so I'll see you guys there. Or, well, you'll see me there, but that's creepy to say. I told Thornton I'd throw in a basketball analogy, so I'll stick it in here at the end card, even though it doesn't really make sense with the rest of the video. If you don't care to hear about it, just like, subscribe, do all that baloney, and whatever, get on with your day. Now, I used to play a lot of pickup basketball in college, and I will admit that I was not very good. The way pickup basketball works is there's 2 teams of 5 playing, obviously, and the winner gets to stay on the court and the loser gets off and a new team comes on. And the teams are usually just friends and some randoms playing all together, kind of like solo queue. Now, like I said, I wasn't very good, but I was actually a pretty good team player in the sense that, like, I set screens, I moved the ball, I wasn't the jabroni just jacking up contested threes, and I tried to play the game somewhat team-based. And so, you know, a lot of people didn't give a shit about that. They just saw I wasn't very good. But there were some players and teams that liked running with me. And so there's this like one particular group of 4 dudes who were all definitely individually better than me, but they always, you know, picked me over some people who might have been better because they knew how I played and they liked playing with someone like that. And so I think that's a lot of the direction that Riot's trying to push Dynamic Queue now, because I think it's fair to reward players who play like me in basketball, but in League of Legends. I mean, it's a different skill set and not necessarily individual skill, but you're playing a team game and it's arguably more important in that situation. So I think Riot trying to encourage players to be able to work well in groups. Now, obviously, if there's someone who's much better than me, they're going to give that team a better chance of winning than I would. But if we're all similar skill level or they're slightly better than me, I probably helped more because I was this pass-first player. And my skills got further accentuated the more I played with them because I would pick up on their habits. I would know where they like their screens, where they like their passes, if they want the ball back right away. They know where I'm open for my 18-footers that I can knock down. So Riot's trying to highlight people with that play style and not just someone who can run with a group of random 5 dudes. And I think that's interesting. I think it works out fine. I don't think it's killing the game, though I understand if people don't like the idea too, it's probably preference.